Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I was gonna ask a question.
Yeah,
Where's
sure.
this one? Where is this one sat?
I don't know. I think it's the States. But it
Oh,
could
is it?
I checked the country code and it's around New Jersey area.
But is
There you
that
go.
just where the writer's from or where it's set?
That's where the writer's from.
Might not necessarily be set there, but
No, we don't know.
Thank
Can
you.
oh dear, my script changes.
go with your instinct on the dialogue.
Yeah, go with your instinct. Okay, Kelvin, you're on.
All right. Perfidy by Rick Martinsen. That interior, Cardiver Tavern Bar. Later, Logan sits on a chair on stage, strumming a guitar and singing a sad, folksy song as Oliver watches from the bar. He glances over at Bamtika, who sits at the other end of the bar, up to his eyeballs in scotch. They trade looks as Bam flashes a lecherous smile.
Wonder what it'd be like to ball that, huh?
Oliver quickly turns away. Ew. Logan finishes a song, exits the stage to applause. Oliver stands and whistles. Winston, the bartender, crosses to Oliver. Trailing behind Winston, carrying a case of beer, is Montgomery.
Who's Winston? Please.
Oliver, say hello to Montgomery. He's my new bar back.
Montgomery snaps to attention, overexcitedly extends his hand. Oliver is a bit taken aback.
How you doing, buddy?
Better.
Sorry,
Montgomery,
Montgomery. My apologies. Somebody take Montgomery. Who did? Rachel, thank you. Carry on.
Montgomery smiles wide, gives Oliver a firm handshake. His eyes are open wide as saucers, but there's nobody home. As Montgomery turns away, Oliver glances back over at Bamtika, head now aglow, staring at his glass.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone, you piece of shit.
Oliver drowns short. Winston grabs a bottle, crosses back to Oliver, gives him a look.
Well, take a big old pile of horse shit, stick in my watch pocket and wait till Sunday. You sure can put him away, boy.
Pulls him another shot. Oliver motions to Bamtika.
Winston, dude, you gotta tell me, who's he talking to, man?
Winston shoots him a confused look. Isn't it obvious?
Why, his memory, of course.
Oliver stares at Bamtika as Logan enters through the kitchen door, sits down at the bar a few seats from Oliver. She removes her crazy straw and paper bag. Bam smiles at Logan, holds up his glass, saluting her. They share a loaded look. Logan gets a Winston attention, points to Oliver.
Winston, would you be kind enough to set this gentleman up with a drink on me?
Oliver looks at her oddly.
Just because I disagree with what you are and everything you people stand for doesn't mean I can't be civil. My way of apologizing for being so sassy the other day, it was grotesque.
Apology accepted, but geez.
I'm just sick of all of this cognitive dissonance around here.
The what?
Cognitive dissonance. When your mid conventionally blocks something out because it's too horrible, or in these cases, just too messy to deal with. There's so much around here, it would make Shakespeare wobble. It makes me singularly insane.
I don't know what you're talking about. This place seems like something from Ella the Damn Gilmore Girls. I mean, Christ, look around you. Perfidy means perfect.
You're not very intuitive, are you? Well, it's not the end of the world, I guess, but you can see the end of the world from there.
Logan has turned into a girl who now sees her sharp wit and sarcasm to contain her sorrow. Winston sets the beer down. Logan inserts her crazy straw. Bumtika gives Oliver a look at the ball. To Bum.
Marty.
I'm lost. Sorry.
Page 3, halfway down.
Listen, fella.
Quick as a flash. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Carry on. Carry on, Kelvin.
Okay. Quick as a flash, Logan grabs his arm, squeezes tight.
Don't, please.
All her false bravado collapses for just a second, and she appears genuinely frightened for him. Oliver nods. After a long bit, she collects herself.
So you've taken a liking to Perfidy. What a shock.
What if I told you I have?
Well, I would assume the black dot on your yin and yang was a bit larger than most people and be on my way, as usual.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't I? This town is wonderful. No conflicts, no consternation, no conundrums. Utopia. Exactly what I've been looking for. And the people are so nice.
Ever wonder why that is?
I don't get you.
You wouldn't. And that's not the definition of perfidy. You should look it up.
Logan's enjoying Oliver's discomfort almost too much to stop, but just almost.
Are you familiar with the term whilst past the graveyard?
Logan and Winston share a knowing glance. Oliver's getting a little pissed.
Do you ever experience this, or is it just me? That exact moment when someone tells you how easy and perfect something is going to be without having to pay a price for it down the line, and automatically everything they say after that sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown. It's like my body has an automatic filter that goes off to protect my IQ.
Logan clacks a smile, impressed with herself. Oliver doesn't dig that this whole little game of theirs seemed to be at his expense.
Whatever. Well, I'm gonna have that shot to celebrate my new town and my new job anyway. Care to join me?
No thanks. Never been a fan of forced whimsy. I'd rather just sit here and count my blessings. I'm at 0.
Funny.
Thought so. Every once in a while, a gem of a line emerges from my sewer of misery.
Tad pessimistic though, wouldn't you say?
Pessimism is the only defense I have against my optimism.
She flashes a sly smile. The skeptic in Oliver is impressed.
Have you seen Jonah yet?
Yeah, he seems to be doing great.
I'm sure he is.
So, you know Jonah?
Oh yeah, I know Jonah all right.
Sounds like you don't know him, don't like him too much.
Still can't seem to shake the image of him levitating over a dark pond.
Oliver laughs. Logan doesn't.
Let's just say Jonah has a certain moral flexibility I find chilling.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Oliver is frustrated by her double talk.
See, you did it again. What's up with that? Everything you say always seems to have some bullshit double meaning. Having a conversation with you is like trying to navigate a 19th century hedge maze.
Yeah. And how's it working out for you?
I'm not sure if I find it intoxicating or unnerving yet. But to tell you the truth, I do have a couple of questions about this dumps place where they got me working, but I'm not supposed to talk about it. How good are you at keeping a secret?
Logan gives him a serious look, then glances over at Bumtika, who is smiling at him.
Not here.
Pool table. Logan breaks the pool ball, starts to run him like a pro.
So you're a hustler?
Logan smiles at him, sinks another ball.
Now, about these dumps, no one will tell me.
Logan gives him a look. Nice try.
Well?
Just then, Bumtika walks up to the table,
Hold on.
puts 4 quarters down on the rail, indicating he plays the winner, saying to mouth to Logan, Get away. Oliver heeds the way Logan looks at Bum as he stumbles away.
You don't really like it here too much, do you?
No shit. This place is a bumper crop of moral atrocities. Living here is like throwing Miracle Grow on all your character defects. It's revolting. You can even feel it in the air. Actually leaves a taste in your mouth.
Oh yeah, what's it taste like, Logan?
Like shame, Oliver. It tastes like shame.
Oliver, not convinced, watches Logan sink under the ball.
It is a little bizarre, I'll give you that. And like I said, I have some questions I need answered. And now, but back there, I was getting real tired of hearing the word loser peppering through every conversation referring to me.
Logan laughs.
Oh, you think that's funny, do ya? You always laugh at another person's misfortune?
Logan gives me a look. Kinda.
Well, there was too much mixed company and not enough mixed drinks out there, if you ask me. Humanity will hold the door for you at a convenience store, but that's about as far as they'll go.
Logan hides a smile, sinks another ball.
And a whole lot of bad luck, you know? I was starting to feel like that dude, Tsutomu
Who?
the Japanese dude who was on business trip to Hiroshima when they dropped the bomb. Boom. But he survived somehow, right? Climbed all out of the rubble, dusted himself off, and counted his damn blessings. Then, get this, headed home the next day to freaking Nagasaki. Got there just in time for the next bomb. Truism.
Keep talking. I'm diagnosing you.
If you hate everything around here so much, why don't you just leave?
She sinks another ball.
You still don't know where you are, do you?
Oh, Logan, why don't you tell me? Where am I?
No way. It'd be a lot more fun watching you find out for yourself. Wouldn't miss that for the world, city boy. Look, you seem like a nice enough fella, and I'm just a bit conflicted about you and if you want to know the truth.
Muted.
You're a delightfully odd duck in an existential panic sort of way, but I'm not sure if you're an idealist or a sociopath. So I'm just going to say I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's just a game of pool. You're good.
I'm not apologizing for what I did. I'm apologizing for what I'm going to do.
Fine. Well, if you have all the answers, why don't you tell me and stop all this double talk, double speak bullshit?
Number one, I don't think I have all the answers about this cesspool. And number two, I don't believe a word you're saying. But if by some miracle you're telling the truth, wow, then you are even worse off than I thought. So let me give you a little piece of advice. Don't look for the answers. Oliver, you may not like what you find.
And with that, Logan turns and heads to the exit.
Oh, so you're on mute.
Sorry, I've literally, it's all gone.
This is
Someone,
some bullshit you're playing here, girl. That's where you are.
like, as in, like, the script. I've
Yeah,
lost
don't worry about it. It's only the last line. It just says, this is some bullshit you're playing here, girl. You know that, right? Well, I'm going to get them anyway. Barkeep. Then that's the end. I'm going to start out on this one just because I realized this is not the start of the film, of the program film.
Got later right at the top.
Not only that, none of the characters are identified,
Yeah.
given ages or descriptions, and therefore we've already met them. These are not the first pages, and yeah, it's had later at the top, which makes it very difficult to assess it as the first 10 pages. So So yeah, we can't really assess it as the first 10 pages. We don't know where it is in the story. However, I would say, I don't know what you guys got from that. I quite like the characters, and I do think their voices are defined, quite well defined. But I do think there's an awful lot of talking going on and not a lot of action. And I'm wondering where all this talking is going to lead. And I'm going to leave it at that. Arno, what did you think?
I thought the dialogue was really interesting. I really like how dense the language is at parts, like how it's a very specific stylistic choice, and I really like that. And I actually didn't realize the later part, so but I really like. I kind of had this like magical realism kind of feeling to it, or almost it kind of made me think of it's a TV show called Atlanta. And it kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, I didn't really know what was going on, but I was quite interested in what was happening. It wasn't like I didn't feel lost. I just felt like, okay, I guess I'm along for the ride. So I thought it was quite interesting. But yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Alex.
Yes. It seemed like there was a lot of repetition in general. But I sort of got some like dystopian vibes, which I liked, I think. Yeah, that's it really.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Catherine.
Yeah, well, the starts with later bit was totally true. This was like later from when, so obviously not the first 10 pages, as you say. Yeah, I agree with everybody so far. Would like to know when it is. Great character names, but would like to have some definition with regards to how old they are. And how they know each other. Again, it's not the first 10 pages, but the action formatting might need another look at, with things like "ew" and "isn't it obvious," etc. They're not sort of the things you'd put in an action note really in a script normally. But the characters were really intriguing. I liked the sort of a good dynamic was developing between them, and there was an interesting part that towards the end it almost had a kind of an inkling of a sci-fi-esque thing happening. It was like, oh, is that a little carrot on a stick there to something about to happen? Where are they? I would be interested to know if it's all set in that bar and it's about those barflies and how they interact and just get drunk and talk about stuff. That would be quite an interesting piece, actually, I think. Good dialogue, there's nice comedy snides in there, but formatting, there's a few typos and caps missing and stuff like that. Pool table would need to be a scene heading, I think, rather than just the words pool table. But other than that, it was interesting. The characters were definitely intriguing. So yeah.
Thanks. Lottie.
Well, I liked the character dynamic, and I liked how the fact that there was a constant mention of what was going on and the constant pushing for answers from the characters, like, built up, and that the fact that that interaction between those two characters was so long made you feel more invested, I think. But I think I don't know if it was just me reading it, but the fact that there were so many big words and so many references to other things did make it kind of confusing, which I think was the point. But
I think that was one of the characters, wasn't it? The one character was much more.
Yeah, and it was very long sentences as well, which made it quite long.
Yeah. Brilliant, thank you. Racheal. Racheal, you're on mute. No, you're still on mute. You fix you. We'll go to John while you're fixing your sound. John.
I like the Logan character, but there's something that was written that kind of confused me a little bit. When it was like, Logan is a girl this time. That line, Logan is a girl this time. So is Logan a chameleon, a skin shifter? Is this like Midnight Texas, if anybody's seen that? It kind of got that vibe. You know, this is definitely supernatural, sci-fi-esque. You know, this isn't run-of-the-mill, but I do like the character Logan. I love the way she can manipulate people with just words.
Mm.
She didn't need any action. She didn't need any intimidation. It was just the words was enough to, you know, completely have Oliver under her thumb.
Yeah, I loved her condescension, actually.
Yeah,
That was really well
exactly.
written. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's so incredibly well written. And I'm sorry to admit that I now actually can't think of that character at the beginning who drinks the whiskey as anything other than Bum Tickler.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Yes, you did. You put that in the head and it won't go away now. But Winston seems like a superfluous character unless there's a lot more from him earlier on. That's what blew me, was the first words in the script were later.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Dorothea.
I really enjoyed reading Logan. I thought, because I struggle with sight reading a lot, which is why I want to do this kind of thing. It was really easy to read as an actor. So I thought the punctuation and everything made it make sense. Now, I don't know if I was reading it correctly and how it was supposed to be read, but it just seemed to flow quite naturally in that accent. And yeah, it was just an easy read, and that means it was well written, in my opinion. And yeah, going off what John said, I get this like sci-fi vibe, and you know, that series Humans, where they're like humans but robots. I kind of saw her like that, and sort of Ex Machina vibes, like just that's what came into my head. Really futuristic. Didn't really know where we like were in time, but that makes sense that we were like not at the beginning or at the end. We didn't know where we were, but I liked that it didn't have that. It gave me asking loads of questions, so yeah, I liked that part.
Can I ask, Dorothea, did you think the sort of the robotic thing might be the coldness that she put across? Is that?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay.
And I just felt that came through, and then as I read, I warmed into the scene much more, that came into my head. So then that's how I felt it was.
Yeah.
That was where I kind of got the supernatural thing from.
Yeah.
Because the way you played it, she was emotively dead.
Mm.
Mm.
I wouldn't say it. I thought condescending. She knew what she was saying. She knew what she was kind of. You know,
I mean, when I say emotively dead, I mean she was just playing this on one level because she was sucking everything from Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I got.
Cool.
But I thought it was very well read by all of you.
Brilliant. Thank you. Racheal, have you sorted your sound out?
Hello, can you hear me?
hello.
Just about, yes.
Okay. I don't know why my screen just suddenly went black when you called my name. It was like you turned all the internet and power off. Right, yeah. I was interested. I liked Logan's pessimism and diagnosing you line. They were interesting. I feel maybe you could cut some of the dialogue and still keep your, the important lines and story points in there. I don't know. Personally, I felt there was a bit too much dialogue, and I started to lose engagement a little bit. But that's just a personal note. But yeah, interesting characters and some interesting lines in there. I'm very intrigued as to where it goes.
Oh, thank you. Kelvin, how did it feel reading it?
Well, like I could say I liked the way the character, what's his name again? Is it Oliver?
Mm.
I don't know if everyone noticed or it's just me. It's like Logan and Oliver and the readers were meant to be there on those roles, because you would see that Logan and her voice and the character were matching, like you can see, and then you see that Oliver and the voice were also matching. I would say that I like Oliver in terms like she, how she's that girl that would like to express herself more, but because she has Logan now, you always have that one friend that no matter how you try to express yourself, she's just still gonna get on top of you. She's just gonna still be there on top, and then you still try, and then you wanna fit in with her, and then you you feel like maybe not, I just follow, or let me lead or something like that.
know
I
what
would
you
say
mean,
that,
yeah.
yeah. So I would say that for my read, it's a good story. I just don't know why the text was very long, like very long to, like you said, it was more talking than action, you know. So sometimes that can actually bore a viewer unless the topic is very exciting. But yeah, all in all, it's a good play. Script, I mean.
Thank you. I just got a couple more things that I realized I'd written down on my many notes, which is when you first started reading it, two things came to my mind. One was, is this a Western? That was the first thing that I was thinking. This is in a bar? Is this where? And it was only when the dialogue changed and it included some more modern references that I thought, no, it's clearly not. But the other thing that threw me was the use of the name Logan, because I was thinking, is this somebody who's written like a fan fiction from Wolverine, you know, of the X-Men? I mean, it just was what that just went through my head, because I suddenly thought, I remembered that scene in, I can't remember which of the franchise it was, but the scene where he's in the bar and the guys come up to him and they challenge him and he ends up completely wasting the whole bar, trashing the whole bar. I just remember, I was reading, I thought, oh, has somebody been really clever and put him back in the bar? So, anyway, but that just goes to show the need, and we get this all the time. Now we've done about, how many months have we done of this? About 6 or 7 or 8 months worth of it in total. There's two things come out all the time, every week, is when is it and where is it? So it's really important for the writers to be able to signal that. Thank you, guys. Anything else that you'd like to bring up while we're...
It did make me think of the scenery, sort of, what's that? Not my favorite film, a Tarantino one, Dust Till Dawn. It made me think of that bar for some reason. I don't know why. Possibly just...
Yeah. The pussy bar.
Yeah, I feel like the dialogue is also like, I can definitely also kind of see how Tarantino would be an inspiration.
Yeah, maybe that's what clicked it for me, but yeah, intriguing.
I think it's good that there's all these, that it makes us think of lots of other films.
Yeah,
I think that's a good sign, isn't it? So
Yeah.
keep on.
The visuals were quite good. Yeah.